Yo, I just got rejected by a girl on my birthday, and it feels like I just got
punched in the gut. Ow.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. Who can relate to this, y'all? Single Christian male problems. So I just want to break down the story for y'all. Yeah, it's my birthday. I turned 32. Yeah, I did it to myself. What can I say? I did it to myself. I decided to risk it. Every time a man talks to a woman, there's a risk of getting rejected. I mean, how can we ever find a potential wife if we don't ever go out there and talk to people who we're interested in, if we don't risk it? So I just started volunteering at this new church that I'm attending. I've been attending for a couple months now, and I'm in the training mode, and I keep on seeing this girl everywhere. She's generally with the kids, so I'm assuming she's in the kids ministry. That's not the only reason I joined the kids ministry, although I was like, this is a plus. I might be able to see her around. But no, that's not the full reason I joined the kids ministry. But anyways, come to find out, there's multiple parts of the kids ministry. There's like young kids, there's preschool kids, there's like basically babies who there's people to rock the babies in the classrooms. And then there's preschool, and then there's kindergarten, there's elementary, there's younger elementary, and then there's older elementary, and then there's middle school, and then there's high school. And then they even have young adults too. But I'm choosing to do the elementary, specifically the older elementary, which is 4th and 5th graders. And come to find out, she's actually in the same age group, in the same area, overseeing the same kids, specifically the 4th and 5th graders. What are the chances of that, right? What are the chances of that? So I know God was leading me to do ministry because he wants us to serve. I think it's good for our spiritual development. So I'm like, okay, I need to serve. Where should I serve? I don't know, but I felt led by God to serve in the kids ministry, to try that out. And then I felt led to do the 4th and the 5th grade. And it's different sections. It's a really big church. So there's different sections of the kids ministry. You have one section where there's like little classrooms, and they basically divide it through different age groups. You may have like 2-year-olds in this one classroom. Then you may have like 3 to 4-year-olds in this one other classroom. Then you may have kindergarten in this other classroom. And then you have 2nd and 3rd graders, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd graders, I think, in this big area. It's like a really big area. And then on the top floor, it's called the loft. The 2nd floor is where the 4th and 5th graders are. And she's in this 2nd floor, and that's where I'm going to be. And she's basically, dancing with the kids and stuff like that. And I'm like seeing her around everywhere, church events. When we're doing trainings, we just did the tour. While they were actually doing the services for the kids, we did the tour. I saw her on stage with the kids. Just seeing this woman everywhere, and she's attractive. So I seen her a couple times in the service sitting behind me. Last Sunday, I thought about talking to her, but I didn't because she was with some friends and stuff like that. And I just didn't talk to her. But I said, Lord, give me the boldness and the courage to talk to a woman who I'm attracted to, because I'm getting older, y'all. I just turned 32. And I don't want to get too old and not start a family. So actively searching. So see this woman, she's Christian in the church, which is a good place for a woman to be. That's the type of woman I want to pursue. Somebody who takes God seriously. Somebody who's just in it, in the midst of it, volunteering, serving, and just in the community of God, serving God in different capacities. So that's attractive to me. And then she looks attractive. And then she's good with kids. These are all different qualities that I'm looking for in a potential wife. So I'm like sitting there early now because I did my training in the beginning. There's 2 services. I did my training during the first service. So I was able to sit in the sanctuary before the second service starts. She's sitting. I see her sit down like a couple rows ahead of me. And I introduced myself. I was like, Lord, give me the boldness. And every time I go up to talk to an attractive lady, y'all, it's like definitely anxiety tries to creep in and just kind of stop me from taking action. But I just got up and I just kept walking. And once I got up, I'm like, there's no turning back now. You got to go talk to her. So I talked to her. I was like, hey, I've been seeing you everywhere around lately. I just wanted to introduce myself. I saw you serving with the kids. I just joined the kids ministry and I'm going through training now. That's kind of how I started the conversation. And we had a brief conversation. I didn't want to take up too much of her time, even though she was just sitting by herself. I didn't want to and maybe I was thinking too much about it, but It probably would have made her more comfortable if I sat down beside her, maybe, or maybe that would have been creepish. I don't know, but she was sitting by herself. I went up next to her, but I was standing up and talking to her, introduced myself, and I asked her if she liked coffee. She said, yeah. So I asked her a couple places that she likes to get coffee at. And then I asked her if she had an Instagram. She said, no. I'm like, okay, can I get your number? And we can get coffee sometime if that's cool. So she gave me her number and like, cool. She probably wouldn't have done that if she's not interested. But that was wrong. That was wrong because she's not interested. So she messages me after the service and she's like, really good to meet you. And I'll see you next Sunday during where I'm shadowing. And I was like, hey, we might see each other earlier if that's okay. If you're free in the evening during the week or on the weekend to get coffee, ? And then she was like, what'd she say back? She said, let me actually find exactly what she said in response back. Okay, so first she said, after I said I got you locked into my phone, gave her my name so she can put me in her contacts. So then she said, it was nice to meet you. See you next Sunday. I said, likewise. I literally met you on my birthday too. I just wanted to let her know it was my birthday. No big reason, but it's kind of ironic that I met her on my birthday. And I said, if you're down, we could even meet up sooner for coffee, either an evening during the weekday or on the weekend, ? Then she said, oh, happy birthday. I'm sorry, but I'm not really looking for anything right now. I'm glad I got the opportunity to meet you, and I'm super excited that you'll be joining us in this child volunteering. I said, okay, no worries. See you Sunday then. And that's that. And that's just another way to tell me she's not interested. Because when people say, I'm not ready right now, I'm not looking for anything right now, they're generally, if they really were attracted to you and they really liked you, they could see themselves being with you in the future, they would generally go on a date. They would generally do that. Now, lots of women will be saying, well, no, it could mean something else. It just could mean she's just not ready. But hey, if I just break up with a woman and then I think I'm not ready for another relationship, but a woman who comes up to me is super attractive, like a 10 in my eyes. I'm not going to say I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm probably going to at least go on a date with her, see how she is. I might miss out on an opportunity. So in my opinion, that's just an excuse, or that's just like an easy way to let somebody down. I'm just not looking for anything right now. Basically let me know she's not interested. And on your birthday, getting shot down like that, when you think it's like all these different things were lining up, making me think it was some kind of divine appointment. Like I'm volunteering in this kid ministry. I'm seeing her everywhere. She's serving in the exact same age group, which I had no idea. I had no idea she was going to be volunteering in this specific age group. We're going to be in the same room. And it's just like, well, things are lining up. It seems like God's orchestrating things. She's sitting by herself, which she's usually with friends. Perfect opportunity to go up to her and introduce myself. I'm feeling like I'm being obedient. God asking me to serve in the church. I'm doing that. I'm seeing this woman. She's pretty. Go up to her. Gives me her number. Ask her out for coffee. I'm not interested. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on?
Game over.
And that's how I be feeling sometimes. It just feels like
Game over.
And I think that's why a lot of men don't like to go up to women and shoot their shot. Because the rejection, it literally hurts. It's like a feeling of hurt. It's like you're getting punched in the gut. You're putting yourself out there. Not to say I'm never going to do that again, because I literally can't. I mean, if I ever want a wife, I have to put myself out there, take the initiative, because isn't that what the man's supposed to do? He who finds a wife finds a good thing. So the man is supposed to go out there and search for the opposite sex. The woman is not supposed to actively pursue. The man's supposed to, right? I mean, maybe this is just an area I just don't know too much about. I can't teach too much about it. I feel like because I haven't found a wife yet. I haven't been successful with my love life in a while. So if you guys have any kind of tips, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Because your boy just feels like he's getting punched in the gut back to back to back. Every time I put myself out there, it's like, it generally doesn't work out. It can be really discouraging. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. It's just weird. Why? And sometimes I question, like, Lord, why did you make us attracted to people? And I'm not like questioning God's wisdom. God knows more than me, more than all of us. But it's just a question I have. And I do get frustrated at it sometimes. Like, Lord, why did you make us attracted to people who are not attracted to us? And then people who are attracted to us who we're not attracted to. Why is that a thing? It really gets on my nerves. If I'm being honest, it really gets on my nerves. It's like, I'm attracted to somebody, they don't like me. But somebody who I don't like, they're willing to hang out, to date, to be open to anything. And I'm like, I'm not interested in this person, but I am interested in this other person, but they're not interested in me. Why? It almost seems cruel. It almost seems cruel, but this is not a sad story. This is not a sob story. Maybe it is, but I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I just want to share what I went through, share my little story. Those who can relate, hey, you're in it with me. We're in this together. We should keep each other prayed up for just not to let these losses in life with women make us give up and stop ever trying again. Because every time I experience something like this, it's almost like it adds to this pot of temptation of never wanting to put myself out there again to talk to somebody who I'm attracted to, because it's like the past is filled with failures of me trying to pursue somebody who I'm actually attracted to. It's a temptation just to give up on the love life situation. But I mean, let me know what you think. Those who actually have marriages and relationships who have succeeded in that. Because I'm thinking like maybe I should stop pursuing. And I haven't started any kind of friendship with this woman. I didn't even really know her, just seeing her around. The only other thing I could think of is that it happens organically and naturally. And that's how it would happen for me. Like I'm just serving and I just start talking to this person, and then we just start developing a relationship, and then we start developing an attraction from there, just organically and naturally. Should it always happen like that? Or should it happen the way that I've been trying to do it? Meaning actually taking action and not waiting for something organic to happen, but basically putting myself out there, taking a step and taking that initiative and trying to make it happen, trying to really put in the action for it to happen. Because I'm generally somebody who doesn't want to always wait. I know patience is a virtue, but it's like, okay, what if the organic thing will never happen? What if it's going to happen for me by going out there, walking up to some woman who I don't even know and introducing myself? Because from history of stories of other people getting married, it seems to happen multiple ways. Sometimes it happens where a man introduces himself to a woman. And then a lot of times it happens organically where they are in college and school. And this is generally for the younger couples who get married early on in life. They're in school, high school or college, something like that. Sometimes it's at work, and they just interact with this person, and over time they grow a friendship. And then over time it becomes a dating relationship, a love relationship, and then they get married. But for somebody older like me, where we don't have as much of a community or an area situation where we're interacting with the opposite sex all the time, meaning I'm out of school and I don't really work with too much people the opposite sex that I'm attracted to. I do go to work, but just 2 days a week in the office, and nobody in the office I'm attracted to. So really the only place for it to happen organically is at the current church that I'm going to. And I just don't know if it will happen organically there, or do I need to try to take the action to make it happen somewhere else, or even in the church? Because what if I'm in the ministry and there's no woman in the ministry who I'm attracted to, but I see a woman in the congregation who I'm attracted to? But if I ever want to be with her, it's not going to happen organically because I don't interact with her organically. It would have to be me taking the action, walking up to her, me not knowing her previously because we never interacted before. We don't serve in the same ministry. So really the only way that it can happen organically in the church is if we serve in the same ministry, a friend introduces me to her, which I haven't really made friends with anybody at the church yet, or at a church event. But other than that, if I just see somebody who I never interact with before, the way that I get to know them or have a potential chance with them is to introduce myself as a random guy. Say, hey, I noticed you, and I want to introduce myself, and I'd like to invite you to get coffee one day or something like that. But so many times I've got shot down doing that. It's like, it makes me feel like I shouldn't do that anymore. And a lot of Christian church people will be like, let it happen organically. Let it start as a friendship and then go to let it blossom from that, and then go to a love relationship and marriage from there. But there's just limited chances. There's limited chances that that can even happen, depending on how involved you are with the church. So I saw that as one of the benefits of serving. That's one of the benefits of being in ministry. You're around other people, and you're around other people of the opposite sex. So more things can happen organically. But I said with this girl who I saw in the congregation, I said, let me go ahead and just introduce myself now, get it out the way, because eventually I'm going to do it in the future anyways. She's sitting by herself. I just felt the door was open to do it. Sitting by herself in the pews, walked up to her, introduced myself, even though I was going to see her next Sunday. Maybe I should have waited and tried to let it happen organically. Maybe that was my mistake. And it may have worked out better if I let it happen organically instead of walking up to her, taking the action, taking the risk, introducing myself, inviting her to coffee when she didn't even know me as a person yet. But I just like to make my intentions known. That's one of the things I like to do personally, because I've got put in the friend zone so many times. So I try to make my intentions known pretty much up front. I don't know, y'all.